Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And today we're going to be reviewing and finally getting back to classic Doctor Who. With Stranger Things and Kenobi dropping, I took a bit of a hiatus on the Doctor Who episodes, but we're back. Episode 12. We're on to the third serial of the series. This one's only 2 episodes long, called The Edge of Destruction. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. As I always say, it's on BritBox. So go check it out there. Spoilers ahead, of course. Subscribe, like, and enjoy. So this episode was very different from what we've had. We've had the caveman arc with the Daleks, and then simply the end of the last episode, it ended with something happening to the TARDIS, and basically all four characters were knocked out. Seems to be a recurring thing where the TARDIS will just smack down somewhere, and they'll just be like knocked out, leading into the next serial. Um, and yeah, this one basically was set the TARDIS the entire time, and we got to witness some of the worst acting in history from Susan. She'd scream at random things. Oh God, it was painful to watch. It was really, really, really bad. I think it's probably the worst acting I've ever seen. And the issue with Doctor Who in the early days, they made the women out to be really bad actresses. Um, Barbara, she was okay in periods, but then she started screaming towards the end of the episode. It's like, I don't get it. They're just making him look really shit and weak and pathetic and lower class than men. And obviously, I get that was the time period back then. But Jesus Christ, how is screaming going to achieve anything? Like, Susan's dramatic, and she touched the panel of the TARDIS, and she just screamed. It was just really weird. Um, some weird things, like her threatening to kill Ian and Barbara partway through the episode because obviously the TARDIS is messing with their minds and something has infiltrated the TARDIS, which I obviously believe by the end of the episode it's infiltrated the Doctor, who has been managed to manipulate Susan into thinking Ian and Barbara are the culprits behind what's going on. But I love the speech that Barbara sort of gave, that we were you're the reason you're still stood here. We are the ones who got you out the cave of skulls, out of Skaro, and that even though it was your mess up, we're the ones who went along with you and still helped you. It was some good moments from Barbara and Ian. William Hartnell plays the Doctor so well, and this episode was a bit iffy in the sense of he was playing such a horrible. He was just horrid all the episodes to everyone. But his intelligence is incredible. The way he talks, the way he plays the Doctor, I think is a very different and unique way from what we've seen. But I absolutely love William Hartnell, and obviously the ending. I think it's Susan who may have caught the Doctor doing whatever he's doing, the scheming. Obviously, as we've seen, the doors keep opening. This clock thing appeared, and obviously they took photos of everywhere they've basically been, from the moon to the fourth sector planet that they said, and obviously Earth. So I thought it was really cool, giving us an insight to some of the planets that we may see in the future, or if they will go to the moon in the future. But overall, I've got to admit, this is one of the worst things I've seen from this season. It was okay in bits, but because we were so isolated to the TARDIS, which the set designs are brilliant, the ideas behind it, the character developments were they were okay, but I'm probably gonna give this about a 6 or 7 out of 10. It was just so limited on what it could do, and because Susan was screaming for 90% of the time, it knocks it down massively. Ian is the only character who consistently carries this show. He has no issues or flaws. He's so intelligent and switched on and willing to help. And it's just crazy the difference in how poor Susan is in comparison to how okay Barbara is, to how really good Ian is, and to how good the Doctor is. There's such a difference in cast. It's crazy. But what a phenomenal development from Ian being a teacher to being this guy who uh, constantly rebel against the Doctor with his beliefs. So yeah, a 6 or a 7. I'm gonna settle on a 6 out of 10. Go check it out. I do highly recommend obviously you check every episode out because they're definitely worth the watch. And don't just watch the best ones for the sake of it, because these episodes are what builds the companions and what builds up the Doctor to be the people he is, the Doctor he will go down in history as. So yeah, I will be putting up episode 13 today, the part 2 of the Edge of Destruction. and then another video today explaining some of the missing episodes. So stay tuned for them. Hope you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and goodbye.